Hey everybody, welcome to Dad Style. If there's one thing dads like, it's taking pictures of their kids. If there's two things dads like, it's taking pictures of their kids and making things more complicated than they have to be. So, why take pictures with your camera phone when instead you could use a film camera in the year 2021? So, that's what we're going to talk about on today's Dad Style. This is the Yashica Electro 35. I've got a model GSN. There's also a model G and a model GS. They're all kind of the same. This is a rangefinder camera from the 1970s. Let's dive right in. Rangefinder works a little differently than a camera you might be familiar with. So let's talk a little bit about how it works. First step is you've got to put the film in. To get the film in these guys, you use this little lever here, pop it up. That's where it goes. Cartridge goes in there. You pull the film across and then you close it up, lock it. Okay, you're almost ready. You need to crank this winder and keep pushing the shutter until the number 1 appears in this little indicator right there. That means the film is loaded and ready to shoot. One more step, we've got the ISO dial on top. You move this to the number that matches the film you're using. Let's say we got 200 in there. This is also the only way that you can adjust the exposure level on this camera. If you want to put more light on the lens or more light on the film than what you normally would, you move the number lower. And actually it's kind of cool how it works. Let's zoom in. Right in this little window here, it's a mechanical viewfinder window to adjust the exposure. It just gets smaller and bigger depending on how you move this knob. Pretty cool. This is one of the first automatic cameras, actually, believe it or not. But it's still a lot more involved than the cameras we're used to today. It's aperture priority, which means you control how open how much light gets into the film. You move this ring to adjust opening and closing. It's got little icons on it depending on how much light gets in there. A little sun means use it outside, and a little window for using it inside. All right, now we're going to actually take some pictures. First step, wind it. That advances the film 1 frame, you're ready to shoot. You need to adjust your aperture ring. I'm opening it up all the way because I'm indoors. If I was outside, I could move it the other direction with a little sunshine icon. I'll move it back that way. Now you look through the viewfinder at your target, adjust the focus ring until the little ghost image lines up with what you're seeing through there, and then just press the shutter. And that's it, you took 1 frame. When you're ready for another one, advance it again and click away. That's all there is to it. But there's some more details on this camera. There's 2 little lights on top that'll help you get the perfect exposure. First one is the red light. Can we see that red light? There we go. That means that it's overexposed. You move the dial towards the red arrow to close it off and let in less light. The other one is the orange light. There we go, orange light. That means that it's too slow. The camera lens is going to be open too long and it might get blurry. You can either put it on a tripod so it stands straight or close it off. And that's really all you need to know to take great pictures with the Yashica 35 rangefinder camera. All right, let's do some conclusions. Who's this camera for? Well, I have to tell you, number 1, this thing looks cool. It's made of metal, and it's a rangefinder. Most people don't even know what a rangefinder is, let alone how to use one. So that's ultimate dad style points right there. If you're a dad who wants extra dad style, you need to have a camera that's more complicated, that you can't even just hand it to someone. They don't even know how to use it. That's perfect dad style. So that's number 1. Number 2, it's actually a pretty good camera. This lens is really sharp and it goes to 1.7 aperture, which means it lets in a lot of light. So you can take some good pictures with it too. And the third point, these things, they made a ton of them in the 70s and they're available on eBay for like 50 bucks. So they're not very much money and you can have some fun. You can get into film camera. Downsides, they can be a little fiddly. Most of these things are almost or more than 50 years old. For instance, mine has a little trouble with the red light. It always comes on no matter what, but it still seems to work. All right, that's dad style, guys. Everybody get you a rangefinder Yashica and up your dad style. We're going to do a film camera review. What was that?
I'm sorry.
This is the messing stuff up. Cut. We're going to try that again because I forgot to wind it. I forgot what I was going to say about that. Can be in non-working condition, and some of them are a little quirky.
Hopefully it picked up that meow so we can put in like a text that says like meow. Hi guys.
Okay, well I think that was
Love God.